don't know.
Okay.
Well, hey, we're going to have a record here. So
All right.
Well,
What's
everybody should have just been here.
okay? What's this plant again?
It's called pineapple weed.
Okay, pineapple weed, and it's used for.
It's used the same as chamomile. And if you make a tea with the flowers, it has the same calming effect as chamomile will, and it's good for your stomach if you have an upset stomach.
Okay, that's what I was
The weed right here next to it, everybody has seen this weed.
Yeah, that
It's called plantain.
Right.
Yes,
Yes.
I've heard of that.
I looked that one up because of its sting, anti-sting capability.
Yeah, it
And
has.
not only, it's really good for mosquito bites also.
I heard that one too.
What, if you get bit, you rub it on, or
You
to
take the
prevent
leaf
it?
and you crunch it and you put it on. And my granddaughter learned that weed when she was 2.
Okay.
She called it the bug bite weed.
It's almost like what an aloe vera plant is, basically.
Well, but this has more of the like a Benadryl antihistamine concept.
Okay.
Yep. And they're also edible. The leaves are edible. And there's a narrow plantain too.
The leaves a lot thinner and heavier string.
And
in
they
the center.
send up a shooter. We always
Okay, these get those shoots that stand up like 6
Yeah.
And they've
inches.
got that
Those-
little fuzz on the end.
Yeah, those are the little seeds. That's the narrow leaf, and they have the same effect. So you could use either or.
That's called plantain.
I had
Plant. Okay. The
People
little dandelion.
love getting rid of dandelions. I have no clue why, but every part of the dandelion is usable. The flowers you make wine out of. The leaves are very excellent spring
salad.
green.
Salad, but they're
yeah.
more
For
bitter.
salad.
They're more
They're
bitter in the
bitter.
fall.
While they're bitter once they get a flower on them.
Is
You
that
want
it?
to get
Okay.
them before they flower.
Okay.
And the roots, if you take the root and you dry it and you pulverize it,
Sure.
if you have edema, swelling,
Okay.
it will reduce the swelling.
What would you do? Take it as a powder, or mix it in a
You could do anything with it. You could chew on the root. You can
Okay.
put the powder into a tea.
Okay.
Any way that you want to take the powder, that acts as a diuretic. It gets the fluid to move through you and
Okay.
reduces swelling.
Okay. That's
I've
great.
heard that the white juice that's in the stem, you could use that for warts.
I've heard that, and milkweed also.
I think I heard that.
I've never tried it.
Milkweed's also
I don't have
good for
warts.
the
Yeah.
monarch butterfly.
Here's the flower. It'll come. That's called yarrow.
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 I've heard of
Okay.
that.
Okay, yarrow is always green, even in the winter time. You can come out if you know where it's at. You can dig it up. I use it to stop bleeding.
Really?
You take the leaf and you wrap it. You can also use raspberry leaves or blackberry leaves too, powdered. You dry them. But the yarrow flower also makes a good medicinal. Can't remember what it's for though right now.
I can attest to the mint.
Mint. Mints grow wild all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
I planted that one,
They
but
used to be in my mom's ditch.
this? It's called Jerusalem artichoke.
I've heard of that. It produces. It's almost like a tuber, like a.
They're rhizomes. They keep multiplying. I started out with like 5 rhizomes here. And this whole area, it's kind of like my hidden food supply. Because people would look at that and say, it just looks like flowers. But it has nothing to do with the artichoke plant. And it doesn't come from Jerusalem. It's actually in the sunflower plant. And it'll get really tall and have a tiny flower at the top. This is the narrow leaf plantain.
Yeah, there
One of those. The leaves are
Jerusalem artichoke?
very slim.
Okay.
Back there, I'm sure everybody knows what that weed is. This is a weed. Anybody?
I can't remember the name of it, but I've seen it.
That's burdock.
Yes, I've heard of that.
Burdock is all edible. Whenever you want to get the first year burdock. The second year it sends up a stalk. If you get the stalk right whenever it's coming up, that part is edible. The root is the main desirable spot, but it's really long, so you have to dig and dig and dig. The Japanese eat it. It's called gobo,
I've heard of that.
but it's the same thing.
Kind of hard to miss stuff with leaves that big.
Yeah. As long as you don't mistake it for
Some of
skunk
them
cabbage.
big ones,
You'll only
or-
do that once, though.
Okay, but
Yeah,
on
those
the,
great big leaves.
Okay, but on the Jerusalem artichoke,
Jerusalem artichoke.
yeah, the bulb or whatever produces, it's called inulin,
No, garlic.
and supposedly that helps, like,
Diabetics.
yes.
I have smelled it during the
I learned
summertime.
something.
Good.
And it's got a strong scent, but it's something. You want me to pull it back a little bit?
You.
Okay, the garlic mustard, that's
Yep.
Out here.
any,
It makes a nice putter
Edible plants.
where you could just nibble on it,
Yeah.
or you could just add it to salad greens or whatever.
so basically it's just an edible, any medicinal properties with it, or?
Every plant has some medicinal properties, but I don't know that one.
So it's just something to eat, spice
Something to
things
eat.
up.
No.
Edible though. This is lemon balm. I got garlicky on my fingers. Wait.
The other one that I thought that you was the black hawk.
Both the flowers are
Here,
Chinese.
smell.
What's it supposed to smell like?
It smells lemony.
Oh. Oh,
That-
nice.
That has
Yeah.
the same effect as chamomile. It's good for the digestive system, and it's also good to calm you. It makes a really nice iced tea. You can dry it and use it in the winter.
And this is the lemon.
Lemon balm, B-A-L-M.
So basically it's more of something like just used for like a tea,
Yeah,
basically.
Well, you could probably use it in
Are
your
the
salad.
leaves edible or no?
yeah, you could munch on the leaves.
You want to munch on one?
Pick a fresh one.
Hands are full.
Hands are full.
On the way back.
There
You
you
know,
go.
I'm doing more than just the wild stuff. The reason I'm doing that is because you can grow all these things. They sell
My-
them. If you
my
ever want
rabbits-
lemon balm, though,
My rabbits love those.
really?
Oh yeah, my
garlicky.
rabbits loved them.
The lemon balm is invasive. It'll take off. So it's
Be
in the
careful where you
mint
put it.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah, mint and lemon balm, they just spread. So put it somewhere where you don't care.
Okay.
Or keep it harvested too, because it'll get flowers and spread seeds everywhere. To keep the bugs away.
So the basil you could also use. Oops.
Yeah, it's going to seed. I gotta pinch it. The sage that's back there makes a really good mouthwash.
Well,
And
what are the
it's
other
also-
uses for? Oh, sorry. The other uses for the basil.
Basil's really good for digestion, and it's good for tomatoes to plant with them to repel bugs. These are the ones the bees go crazy for. That's just a regular white clover, and they are edible.
What, the whole plant, whole clover is edible, or?
But the flowers actually are what taste better.
So you can eat like the flower,
You
the
can eat
root.
stem.
And that's
If you
You ever see a rabbit, wild rabbit out? They love eating those.
you just take the flowers.
So they're basically just like a food plant, or okay.
Those aren't in the wood pile if you want.
Curly dock,
Curly.
edible but not very tasty.
Yeah, it's curly dock. But there's also
Lettuce.
well, lettuce is mine, I planted. But there's also oxalis, which is a wild. This is where they're little, and over there there's some big ones. It's also known as sour grass.
Okay.
It goes good in a salad.
It looks
Or
kind of
you
like
could just
woods.
munch 'em.
That looks like wood sorrow almost.
I think that is another name for it.